I will mute you all. Awesome. Okay, guys, so welcome to the Social Love, the JPK. This is our Monday edition course. I am Jennifer Piper Kennedy. I will be your teacher, cheerleader, support person, everything you need in the next month. It's like a really great boot camp, except for social media. Danny Spencer, who you see her little frozen picture right below me, she is my right-hand girl. I couldn't do life without her. So she will also be helping in the group, moderate suggestions. She's going to post everything that we need posted. So anytime you guys have questions or anything, post it in the group. Sometimes women will private message me. And I always say, if you have a question, someone else guaranteed has that same question. So always post it in the group so that everyone gets the benefit of the answer as well. So my name, again, Jennifer Piper Kennedy. I live in sunny Kamloops, BC. It's sunny right now. And I'm just going to give you some quick background about how this course came about. I've been with Beauty Control now for just over 9 years. And when I joined, I was a mama, married mama with 3 boys, and it was insane, but I had that support person in the home. And then, you know, stuff happened and we were divorced, which is a good thing. But what happened then is all of a sudden I'm a single mama with 3 boys, and they were older now, and they were in a ton of sports. And so my life and my business was changing, right? So what happened was I also 5 years ago moved to a new city. So it's bigger, but I didn't know a lot of people. And again, I had this crazy schedule with my kids. So I decided to change my business up. So, you know, 10 years ago, 9 years ago when I joined, I was able to do spas 2 to 3 nights a week. Then when I moved and I was on my own and my kids were busy, sports are every night, right? So what happened is my business had to change. So I started doing more and more social media then. Now this is 5 years ago. You know, my VIP group, I think I've had for 5 or 6 years. And so, you know, I've done all the bad stuff. I've done all the wrong ways to do things, and I've learned along the way. And then what happened was I was having success with my own personal business, and then I thought, okay, it's time to now train my team. And when you start doing that, it's like that's when you start freaking out a little bit, because I'm like, I don't know if I really do know my stuff, right? So I took a few courses. So I researched all the social media people that were out there, and the thing, there's a lot of information out there, but it's more about who you connect with. And so, you know, I took a course on Facebook parties. I took a course on VIP groups, and a lot of these are really expensive. Like I think my Facebook party course was $150. My VIP group course was $100. You know, working your business page, all of these sort of Instagram courses. I've taken lots of those things. And again, I've sort of taken bits and pieces of it, what works for our business, and then placed it into this. And then what I also did at the same time is I followed and learned, just followed a lot of direct sellers that I really enjoyed. Direct selling, what we do, and just having a Facebook page for a regular storefront business is a completely different beast. And so a lot of times you'll, you know, listen to a session from a social media expert or a social media manager who teaches on Facebook pages for a storefront business. It's completely different. Direct selling is so different. We're so much more relationship based. So everything I teach you is all about that. I'm also going to teach you to be authentic and unique and original, because that is what makes us stand out. So this course is not going to be like me giving you images that you're just going to turn around and copy and paste. It's more about teaching you. My goal is that everyone kind of comes out of this with knowing how to make some graphics, knowing how to work their VIP groups, knowing how to do a basic Facebook party and a more advanced Facebook party. I'm going to give you tips and tricks along the way so that you can kind of, it just will make your life easier. And again, it's all things that I've figured out kind of from trial and error and from making a lot of mistakes. So the week 1, so this is kind of our overview. So week 1, we're talking Facebook VIP groups. That is 100% my passion. That is probably now 90% of my business is my VIP group. In the month of March, I just added up all my sales. I sold 4,500 in my VIP group, all VIP group. Actually, sorry, 700 of that was my an event and hospital table. So that's 3,800 in my VIP group, which is huge. That means, again, my business, I'm not able to go out and do face-to-face as much. So that's my main source of income right now. So VIP groups is 100% my passion. And, you know, this first week, we're going to talk about creating it, managing your content, where you get ideas for content, how to kind of theme up your posts if you want, which is a good idea, content flow, So this first week is all about VIP groups and business pages. Next week is all about graphics. So we're going to teach you the basics on making graphics on both your phone and your laptop. Now, I am a phone girl because I am not home a lot. I am on baseball fields and hockey rinks, so I love creating graphics on my phone. Danny is an amazing graphics girl on her laptop, so she uses PicMonkey, and her graphics are truly unbelievable. So we're going to teach you both ways, and we're going to teach you some ideas and things to kind of tips for your graphics so that you have nice, good, solid graphics. And again, it's not about us giving you a graphic, it is about us teaching you how to make your own. Because this course was developed, I started doing it in November. And what happened was, you know, that was my goal, is to teach women how to do things on their own, not basically just feed you a bunch of stuff that you're going to turn around and repost, because that's not necessarily going to set you apart, and it's also spammy and looks really yucky with direct sales. So my goal was to teach everyone. And so what's happened is now we've had, I think I've had 3 graduate courses come through, and I'm watching these women who've never ever made a graphic in their life are making the best graphics. And again, they're getting more traction in their groups and stuff because they're making creative and original things. So that's kind of our goal with it. We're going to talk about Facebook Live video. Again, the basics, how to set it up, all the way through execution, and really a step-by-step, because I think that that's the biggest thing, is people get a little bit overwhelmed and afraid to do a live. So there's a lot of tips that we can help you with doing successful lives. We're going to talk Facebook Party. That is our last session, and that is the longest session. It usually runs almost 2 hours, so kind of a basic Facebook Party up to a more advanced Facebook Party. We're going to talk clients with a traditional hostess, and then we're going to talk team as well, because that's something that has been, you know, amazing on our team, is our monthly team Facebook spots. And then throughout it, I'm going to also give you lots of tools. There are so many tools out there that are going to make your life easier. It's going to make posting easier. It's going to make organization easier. And again, that's something I really struggled with because it's all over, you know, so I'm going to give you some tools along the way. So I'll just give you a quick background. Again, when I started doing all of these, my own sort of research in November and December, I was having 2 directors promote up on my team. And one lives 4 hours away from me, and we'd met face-to-face a few times. The other one I've never ever met face-to-face. And it's all been, I've done all my coaching on social media. Everything has been on social media. And, you know, probably 75% of her business is also on social media. So when we had evidence that our systems were working, and we had a director promoting up who's kind of the baby of social media, that's when Cindy Kaliba, who's in Canada, she was kind of like, oh my gosh. Because I think before that, she just thought that social media was, you know, people who were really good at it were successful. And so I was like, no, like you can train someone from day one. And I explained that I'd never met Tanya Alton, who's the #3 seller in the company right now, you guys, social media. She promoted to director, and I explained we had never met face to face. And so at that point, Cindy was like, wow. And then she said, Jen, do you think you could do a course? And I was like, I don't know. I think I probably could. And so December, I sat down, and I probably put about 40 to 50 hours. And Danny did a ton of legwork getting the slides together. And that's how this course was developed. And it started initially for Canada and for Canadian consultants. And then what happened was some of my US girlfriends, some of my director friends, and word of mouth, they told a friend, started hearing about it. So that's why we have lots of our American friends on here as well. So this is what this is about and how it sort of started. I don't advertise it. It's really just been word of mouth and sort of people that I know. So I hope you guys get a lot out of it. I really want you to utilize the group, because that is the strength of this, is you get coaching every single day in the group. You get feedback on your ideas. You get, you know, answers to your questions in the group. So make sure you're utilizing the Social Love Monday edition the whole entire time. And then the only other thing I want to say is I record all of these, you guys. And if you need the recording, don't post, because again, sometimes I'll miss them, but send me an email. My email is in there, and I will send you the recording after the fact so that, you know, if you want to go back and listen, if you want to redo it, you can do that. And, you know, you all filled out the little disclaimer, but everything that you, any of my content, the videos, obviously they're for your eyes only because you're the ones that have invested in your business to do this. And I would hate to see it get out to other people who haven't necessarily, you know, invested their time and their money into their business. So everything's for you. Again, nothing can sort of be taken outside of the group. But that being said, the idea is that you are going to learn and turn around and teach your teams, or teach, you know, anyone new that you have coming on your business. So everything I teach you, I would want nothing more than you to turn around and teach someone. Just obviously the graphics we use and all of that is for your eyes only. So now we're going to start with my favorite part. Again, this is my passion, is Facebook groups. So in our business right now, we really have sort of two main ways that we sell. So there's face-to-face selling and there's social media, right? Online selling, however you want to call it. So face-to-face, and I want everyone to know too that I'm not a proponent of, you know, this isn't to tell you to never ever to spa again or not do ozone facials or anything that's working for you. It's basically take what's working for you, but add the social media part to it. You know, get stronger at that, because that is going to then make you more money, and it's so much more, it's so much bigger. You can reach so many more people with social media. So this is not like don't stop your spa business, because if it's working, it's working. It's just this is another way that you can build your business. So when we have new consultants come into our team, we're basically coaching them. There's two main ways to build your business. There's face-to-face and there's social media. So face-to-face includes, number one is ozone facials. You know, Karen below, she's a product of an ozone facial who was came to Nicole's house, had an ozone facial done, became a client, was in Nicole's VIP group, and a few months down the road decided she wanted to join, and then she's doing ozone facials now as well. So that's kind of, again, how we see that sort of path go, which is super exciting. So definitely we're coaching that you still want to be doing ozone facials, spas, traveling baskets are another great way, samples to get your products out there, doing events. So I still, again, my nights are a little bit crazy, but I can kind of schedule daytimes when the kids are in school, and I can schedule weekends a little bit more. So I still love events. I do a hospital table once a month that I set up my products, and all of the people I meet there are then going into my VIP group. Whenever I do a trade show, which I love doing, everyone that I meet is going into my group. So that's kind of the flow, is that anyone you meet, you want to be then funneling into your group. And then of course, walk of life selling, I do a ton of that because I'm a baseball mom, I am a hockey mom, I'm a busy mom. And so I really talk about my products, have them with me, you know, all of that. So those are kind of the best ways that we can help our consultants with face-to-face. And then of course, there's social media. So there's many different platforms. It is actually sometimes overwhelming. So there's Instagram, Pinterest, Snapchat, Twitter, Periscope, YouTube, Facebook, Google. I mean, there's so many platforms. So what I suggest is focus on a couple, right? It's better to be the master of a few than to be the master of none, right? So do a few and do them well and focus on them. So in my business, number one, you guys, and I think that this is in direct sales in general, number one, Facebook, because Facebook is our target age, our target consumer. She's on Facebook. I do have a very healthy Instagram account as well. My goal is to funnel them into my Facebook group. I don't do as much selling on Instagram as I do on Facebook. Facebook is pretty much 90%. I also really love YouTube for doing trainings and product knowledge and that sort of thing. You know, so you can kind of pick and choose, but don't feel that you have to master them all. I would definitely focus on Facebook, and that's what I'm going to be teaching on. And then look at what else you kind of like. We're going to talk Instagram as well throughout the course. Not a ton, but a little bit. And again, I love YouTube. Video is huge. Video is huge, 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 huge. So whether you're going live on Facebook or then uploading it and sharing it on your YouTube channel, video is huge. Okay, so we're going to talk today why social media. I've talked about that. The difference between a page, a profile, and a group, because sometimes I hear women using those words interchangeably and they're completely different. We're going to talk about the 80-20 rule, your VIP groups, all about relationship. You'll hear me talk all about that. It's all about relationship. It's not just like, hey, what are the words you say to achieve this? It is truly 100% about the relationship and creating content. Okay. So, why Facebook? Again, this is why. This is why I love Facebook so much. 1.65 billion users. There's over 700 million groups on Facebook. So groups just like yours and mine. The average person spends 42 minutes a day on Facebook. That's average. So you know there's a lot of people that spend a lot more time on Facebook. 42% of marketers say Facebook is crucial for their business. No one basically starts a business without a Facebook page anymore. And 4.7 billion pieces of content are shared daily. It's insane. Okay, so why is Facebook so great for us in the direct sales industry? Well, 76% of Facebook users are female. That's our target market, is women, right? Yes, men are great too. We're not going to turn them away, but women are our target market. You know, the age range too, I think the average age is like, I think it's actually 25, which surprises me. I always think that's low, 25 to 40 kind of thing. Again, that's who we want. But then you also notice all the grandmas are on Facebook. Why? Because they want to keep up with their grandkids. So it really is where all of our target consumer is. Facebook, it's open 24 hours a day. So essentially you can truly make money while you sleep. Sometimes I'll do a cool post on selling when I go to bed. And when I wake up, I'm like, oh my gosh, I just sold 12 things. Like, that is awesome. That is what we want. You are online anyway, guaranteed you are on Facebook looking at, you know, silly, cute dog videos, watching all sorts of things that just waste time. So why not build your business while you're online? Facebook essentially expands your reach. So the cool thing is when you have a public post and one of your friends comments on it, her friends are going to see that comment, which then she sees the post. So it really gets your reach into friends of friends of friends of friends, right? So that is huge. I'm just going to move this over a little bit. You are always building your business when you're on Facebook. So the goal with Facebook is engagement. Engagement means that people are liking, commenting, or sharing your stuff. Commenting and sharing are above a like. So commenting and sharing are kind of like the best for engagement. So when I talk engagement throughout this, that is what I'm talking about. Commenting, sharing, commenting, sharing. So there's lots of techniques that you can do to increase your engagement. Okay, so it is 100% all about relationship marketing. Sometimes, again, I think that people think that, you know, that I can give you this magic formula and you're going to post the exact same thing I post and it's going to do really well. And that's not it. There's so many factors that come into play on whether your VIP group is successful. So things like your engagement is definitely important. The people, if they actually want to be there versus they were added, right? And it really comes down to the relationship, just like it is face-to-face. Like our business is so much about the relationship face-to-face, and it's the same on social media. And I think the biggest thing is if you can grasp that and turn what you do well face-to-face and then get that into your groups and get that into your profile, that's when you start having success. So, you know, I always say there are some rules, like obviously don't do anything weird on social media that you wouldn't do face-to-face. Now, your profile is all about you. And sometimes people say, well, I can post what I want because my page, my profile, they'll say my page. I can do what I want. True, very true. Now, remember though, when you do that, you may offend people. You may turn people off. You may, you know, annoy people. So yes, it's definitely your page, but if you're using your profile and your business page to funnel people into your group and to build your group, you don't want to be doing annoying things. So I always say, like, another thing that I always see people do is like weird stuff. Like, you know, you post a picture of your surgery wound that, you know, this yucky, gross scar, and you're like, oh, look at my leg scar, my bum scar, or whatever it is. Again, you wouldn't walk up to people face to face and pull down your pants and show them that, right? So why people do that on Facebook, I don't know. But so use that as kind of your rule of thumb, is if you wouldn't do it face to face, don't do it on Facebook. And it's the same thing with direct sales being spammy and weird. And when I say spammy, what that means is we all see them. We all see the people on Facebook, and all they post is their annoying stuff. And it's all business, and it's all like, buy this, buy this, buy this. That's spammy. That is annoying. It turns people off, and what happens is they just end up hiding your profile and they don't see anything. So you want to make sure that everything that you post, whether it's on your profile, your business page, or in your group, is all about relationship first and thinking about kind of building engagement. So I think you all are friends with me. I'm pretty sure you are. But make sure we're friends with each other, and just kind of watch things that I post. And also you can like my business page, which is just Jen Piper Kennedy with 2 N's. Like my business page, and you can sort of see the things that I post on there. They're kind of different, but sometimes I will share from my business page to my profile if it's something really good, right, that I think we might get some traction on, like the brown sugar rollerball the other day. So lead with relationship, always, always, always. And the other thing is with Facebook is you need to make sure that you are also commenting on your people's stuff. Sometimes women, I see this a lot, women will be like, okay, I'm going to go on, I'm going to do my posts, and all these people comment and they don't respond. They don't acknowledge. They're never commenting on other people's stuff. Again, you wouldn't do that face to face. If someone walks up to you and is like, oh, so here's my day, da 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 da, and you don't respond, you're just like, It's weird, right? So you also want to make sure that you're engaging on your clients, your teams, your potential clients on their profiles too, right? So that's why, it is actually, there is some strategy involved. If you never ever engage, you don't have a relationship, and they're going to be like, well, why is she trying to sell me stuff? So build the relationship. So your VIP group is a really great place that you're also able to build that relationship. And you definitely want to be building your VIP group organically, which means you're not blindly just adding people. It means that they actually want to be there. You want to be authentic about it. You will have 100% better results if your people in your VIP group actually want to be there, that they've chosen to be there, versus you just adding them, or versus I also see a lot of times people run a contest. Like when you add 10 people to my group, you'll go into a draw for whatever. Okay, those 10 people, we've all been there, wake up in the morning and they're like, all of a sudden they start getting these posts from your group, and they're like annoyed now because they don't know why they're there. They didn't choose to be added. Their friend added them for a contest. So what happens is 90% of the time they either leave the group or they just hide the notifications. So it's not effective. And again, I've done it in the past. I did it before I knew that it wasn't effective. And what I learned was it's not effective. It doesn't work. So you want people to want to be there. So we're going to talk about ways that you can do that as well. And again, direct sales is so different than anything else. I've talked to other girls in our industry, and they're like, I hired a social media manager, and they posted on my page, and they did this, and I got 0 results. And I firmly 100% believe, because it's completely different. We, in the direct sales industry, the benefit that we have is the relationship. And that once that, especially with women, once that relationship is in place, women choose to do business with friends over anyone else, right? So when you have that relationship in place, they're in your group, they see your posts, you're going to have more chance of success than someone without the relationship, right? The other benefit that I got to say with our company in particular, because we are so new to the social media game, that can sometimes, yes, it can sometimes be a bit of a drawback because we're all having to learn. But the other part about it is that I actually do like is that we aren't yet that spammy company, right? Like we aren't the company, and we can think of 5 examples of companies that all we see on our wall is like their stuff, and it's annoying and spammy. So what happens is, at least now, even though we're in the baby stages of it, we're learning the proper ways to do it. And we're not going to be all posting the exact same thing on the exact same day, which actually we'll talk about. It actually increases your chances of going to Facebook jail anyway. So we don't want to do that. If you see a post by someone and you really like it, save it and use it in a couple weeks. Don't use it today, because even today I've seen everyone right now in our company is doing the get into the draw for the lipstick. So when we all post the exact same picture with the exact same words, what happens is it can trigger the Facebook spam filters. And people can actually report it as spam as well, which does happen. So we don't want to be doing that. And again, I think that most of us don't know that, right? Like, it's a great idea. I think it's a fabulous idea. I would save it and save it for later on when not everyone else is doing it, so that you don't look spammy, you don't look like one of everyone else, and that it's not just the same thing. So we're going to talk more about all of that, like Facebook jail and all of that as time goes on too. Again, my goal, you guys, is to teach you more to be original and authentic. Take that idea, make your own new graphic, change it up, make it yours, and that's going to get you kind of more ahead of the game. Okay. There we go. Okay, your profile. Your profile is all about you, right? So that is your first, and more people see your profile than will ever see your business page. So your profile really does speak to who you are. You want to make sure that it is 80% personal. Follow the 80-20. 80-20 rule works with like everything in life. So 80% personal, inspirational, educational. I really like humor. I really like, okay, so this is a perfect example. Anyone that knows me, even if you've never met me face to face, you know just from Facebook that I love coffee, wine, and baseball, and my kids. You've maybe never ever met me, and what happens is you consistently sort of post things around those themes, and now I'll get other people. Again, some people I've never met face to face, and they'll post on my timeline. They're, hey Jen, I saw this and I thought about you. That might be a coffee thing, it might be a baseball thing, it might be a wine thing, right? So that's kind of, again, how you build your personal profile is you post things that are near and dear to you. Try and stay away from, hot topics like religion, politics. Those are like two that you kind of don't want to be doing a lot on because you're going to offend people that don't have the same belief as you, whatever that is, right? So there are definitely ways that you can put little blurbs in there, but you don't want to kind of go too much one way or the other because you might offend people. So you want your profile, again, to be educational. Maybe every so often I just put a little topic about, it might be like why hyaluronic acid is so awesome. Little things like that, right? So if I posted every day about my business, people would tune me out. When I follow the 80-20 rule, however, what happens is they actually read my stuff. So they read everything. So when I get great engagement on a coffee post, what happens is that my next post, Facebook shows more people. Facebook is all about algorithms, and it's all about us sort of tricking the algorithms. So when people comment, like, or share your stuff, Facebook's like, oh, they like her stuff. We're going to show it to more people now. We're going to show it to more people who have the same interests. We're going to show it to more people who are similar to the people that liked and commented. So that's kind of how those algorithms work. So even though it might be a post that people share, it's, I don't know, post on parenting, for instance. The next post that I post is going to be seen by more people because it was liked, commented, and shared. So that's kind of why we always want engagement on our personal profile, right? So that when we do have the 20% businessy, again, it's going to be shown. It's not buried somewhere in everyone's feeds where they're not going to see it. So when I do my business selling posts too, I don't necessarily just sell outright. And you don't want to be selling on your personal profile anyways because it's against the Facebook policies, right? But I kind of try and create an interest in what I do. So when I was in Mexico, this is my office view for today. A lot of times I'll be like, had a great day today because I was at the ballpark and I did a fun webinar with my team and da-da-da. So I'm not telling people, hey, join Beauty Control or hey, buy Beauty Control, but I'm talking about a lifestyle more. And then they ask questions. So make sure, again, when you're doing your 20%, make it creative, make it authentically you, make it interactive so that they're going to ask you questions. When you ask questions in any of your posts, you'll get answers. So that's engagement. So again, make sure that when you do that 20%, that it's not just sell. It's more just create interest and desire in what you do. No Debbie Downers. I always talk about this. Sometimes I'll be like, oh my gosh, why are people posting like, oh my gosh, I had such a crappy day, blah, 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 blah. And then the next post is like, hey, buy my stuff, right? Like, no one wants to because you're a Debbie Downer. So you want to make sure, again, you keep your profile how you want to portray you, right? And make it authentically you. Again, if you're not a coffee lover and you start posting weird things about coffee, people are going to be like, So make it you. Keep it light, keep it fun, keep it positive, keep it consistent. You need to be posting on your personal profile too. I try and do at least 3 times a day, right? Because if I'm not posting regularly, then people will tune out. So your goal with your profile is to create engagement so people want to follow you, not necessarily the business, but they want to follow you. And what happens is that then creates desire into what you do. Again, I don't do spas anymore because it just doesn't fit into my life, but I still can recruit and sell based on kind of what I do online with social media. People ask me, what do you do? Well, let me tell you. Okay, so I'm just gonna take a sip of my coffee. All right, Facebook, let's break it down. So there's profile pages and groups. Your profile is you. Your story, you share your life, you talk about kind of what you do. Again, I like to just create an interest in what I do. You follow the 80-20 rule. 100%. Now, again, I used to do this. Facebook reminds me because they give you these memories all the time. I used to sell all the time on my profile, which means I do a direct post to my profile. Hey, this is on sale, buy it. You know, blah, 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 whatever else. I mean, I would make it a little bit more interesting, but it is against Facebook policy and procedures for us to sell on our personal profile. So what happens is when we consistently do that, if someone reports us, they can shut our account down. Like boom, just like that, gone. They can put you in Facebook jail. The times vary. So you might be in there for 2 days, you might be in there for 4 days. So when you use your Facebook profile to sell, again, you're kind of riding the like, you don't want to be doing that because it's against policy, it's spammy, it's annoying, and you know, bottom line, we're not supposed to do it. So also when people have the name beauty control in their personal profile, again, that is against policy because that's now a business. That also increases your chances of going to Facebook jail when people are posting lots of the same things. So don't have beauty control in your profile name. Don't. You can have it in your page, but not on your profile. Okay. Also, number 1, have a picture of you. A lot of times people will be like, I don't like any pictures of myself, so I'm going to post my dog, my kid, whatever, my plant. You need your photo to be on there. This is something that, you know, even Danny, who's on our team, I love her. This is something with her. I was like, Danny, you need to get a picture. She's like, I don't want a picture. I don't want to, like, you can make, and her profile picture rocks. You can look at it. But she, you know, wasn't wanting to do that in the beginning. I'm like, you need that picture to be of your face because you want people to remember you. The same with your business page. It needs to be your face. So it needs to be fairly close up, and it doesn't need to be a headshot if you don't want to do that, but it does need to be your face. And again, you can be creative, you can do different things, but you want to have a profile picture of you, not other things. And I also like to keep it consistent because that little square is how people remember you. That is how our minds associate people. And so sometimes when I meet people face-to-face, like we'll go to conference and I meet people face-to-face, and I have the picture of them in my head of that little square, and sometimes it takes me a minute till I see their name and I'm like, oh yeah, okay, I got it now, right? Because that is how we associate each other on Facebook, and that's how your clients are going to remember you too. So if you're changing that profile picture every day, it's too hard for them, right? It's too many changes and they're going to have a tough time. So keep it consistent, keep it of you. You want to do regular posting on your profile because again, you want to be doing that 2 to 3 times a day. I just sprinkle those teasers in there so that they ask you questions about what you do. Now your page is, think of it as your advertising, and it's free, which is cool. So your page is like the yellow pages for your business where people can look up your business. So they can do a search, right? Pages are actually searchable on Google as well. So when you search, the Facebook pages will come up. Again, think of your Facebook page as like your billboard, your advertising, your, you know, sign on your front lawn. But it's where people see kind of what you do. You can sell on there. You can build your team on there. You can do all of that on your business page. But what happens is that they won't know it's there unless they actively seek you out and look for you, right? So they're searching, or they like it. So now if they like it, which is awesome, they have to like it. We can't just like, hey, make them like it. They have to choose to like it. So if they don't like your page, they're not going to get your notifications. And then even when they do like your page, Facebook's goal is making money, right? So they really promote you doing ads on your Facebook page, and you spend the money and they'll sponsor it and they'll push it into more news feeds. But what happens is, again, that's not always effective. I've heard of some people it's been effective, some it hasn't. I haven't yet loved it. But what happens is also on my page, if I'm not getting a lot of engagement, they're not going to show that in anyone's newsfeed, right? And even sometimes if I am getting engagement, they still choose. Facebook chooses who they show your page to. And they choose it, they have to like it to start with. So you've already kind of narrowed your field, right? So on my page, I think I have 400 people, 470 or something like my page. And then other people follow, that sort of thing. On my profile, I have way more people who follow me and who are friends with me. So that's why I kind of like to intersperse a little bit of business into my profile. So again, back to the page. My page though is kind of like it's the first meeting. It's like a first date. It's like a first sort of glimpse into what I do. And again, I talk more product on there. I talk product knowledge. I talk sales. I talk all of that. But when you click on the learn more button, and we're going to post how to do this in our group. So this is something that's going to kind of be on your homework. Everything I do in my social media funnels into my VIP group. So you want to think of in your business, where do you want everyone to kind of be? Where are you going to get your best results? And again, in my experience, it's in that VIP group. So everything that I do funnels into my VIP group. My email signature has a link to my VIP group. Every single special promo I send out through Constant Contact has a link to my VIP group. Every time I meet people at events, they fill out a form, it has the link to my VIP group. My business page, when you click on Learn More, it links them into my VIP group. So think of your funnel, right? So this is a funnel. My VIP group is here. Everything else, social media-wise, emails, contacts, face-to-face, everything I want to go into that group. So that's kind of your goal with your group, right? And again, if you never are getting new people in your group, it's going to be stagnant and it's going to kind of be flat. So think of everything is going to funnel into your group. And how do you do that? So every time you put something out, think about that. Okay, is my link on there? And again, that's sort of, we're going to show you examples. We're going to post how our profiles and pages look so that you can do your own. That's kind of your homework this week. Okay, so that's the difference between a profile and a page. Do you need a page? Yes, I think we do. Again, I used to think we didn't, but it is how I get people who don't maybe know me personally interested into my group. So yes, I think a page is key. Okay, now let's talk groups. Love, love, love. Groups are where the magic happens. Your Facebook group is also, think of your Facebook group as just like face-to-face, right? It's where you can build relationships. Many people on my team, many people in my client group, I have never met face-to-face, but I'm still able to keep the relationship going because they're in my group. So there's two main types of groups. So we have our client groups, right? And then we have our team groups. And sometimes people say team page. You want to make sure it's a group, not a page. Now, I'm going to talk why groups over pages in a second here, but so my client VIP group, my group is called JPK Social Love Lounge. I sometimes change up the name here and there. I change up my banner. There's lots of techniques that we're going to show you on to keep your group fresh and exciting. But my group is for clients, past clients. It's for hostesses. It's for people I meet. Again, that conversation, if I'm at the ball field and I meet a new baseball mom and we're having the what do you do conversation, and then I tell her, and I'll say, and she's like, oh my gosh, I love beauty control. I'm like, really? That is exciting. Do you have a consultant? No. Oh my gosh, you need to come into my group. And that's exactly how I say it. You need to be in my group. I do specials. I do giveaways. I do really fun stuff. I whip out my phone right then and there, and I pop her in it, right? So this is your always with you. And don't, I always just say, do you want me to add you right now? I can add you. Like, I kind of am all about the taking advantage of the excitement now. Like if you wait, or I might forget to add her later on, she might forget, she might be, I don't really want to be there anymore, whatever it is. So make sure you kind of do it right away. Your group is for your elite crowd. You're able to treat these people special. You're able to give them special discounts, deals, bonuses, gift with purchase. And I do make my group special. Like they always get better than anyone else. And they know that, right? So that also keeps them loyal. It keeps them shopping with me. It keeps all of that. The group is where your relationship can flourish, where your personality will shine. Again, my group knows I love coffee. They know I love wine. They know I love baseball. They know I love grammar. So we'll sometimes just post fun things in there. Like it might be a joke, right? It doesn't always have to be selling. And in fact, you don't always want it to be selling. You want it to be different things. So we're going to talk about that. You can build your reorders in there. I am terrible at phoning clients. And I always have been, always, since day one. And so I used to have a lot of guilt that, oh, I got to phone people. And then I realized it's never going to happen. Like, it's just not going to happen. It's not in my, I hate being on the phone. I love texting and I love personal messaging, but I hate talking. So, again, my group, what happened is it's a way for me to keep in good contact with my clients. And so if I post something and, Mary comments, I can be like, hey, Mary, how are you loving your products, right? And then that can then turn into a personal message, right? So it's a really good way that you're able to kind of keep that reorder and relationship going with your clients. They won't forget you because they see you all the time in there. Again, you can sell, book, and recruit. You can host events in your group. There's so many fun things. You can do files. There's really great things. Okay, so your team group is completely different. Your team group is a spot for your team to share, to grow, to connect, for you to lead, for you to teach. It is hands down the number one way to lead your team, hands down. I do other things as well, but everything funnels back into our team group so that if I do a Zoom, it's posted in our team group. If I do any coaching, if I do an event, I take pictures, I post it into our group. It's sort of the best way, again, that we're able to keep both the sisterhood and the community going. Again, we're spread out like all over Canada. I have one person in my town that I live in. Everyone else is all over Canada. Yet we're still able to stay connected through our group. And that's huge, right? So it really creates that community regardless of where they live. And in my business, I've separated my groups into my smart shoppers and my workers. And I talk to them differently. So my worker group is all about products, teaching them products. These are the specials. It's kind of like they're really good clients. My smart shopper group, I think I said worker. My smart shopper group is all about product. My workers are in both groups, but my smart shopper girls are the girls that they're like, no way, I'm not going to ever share this product. I just want it for myself. Okay. I just want it for me. I'm like, perfect. Love them where they're at. They go in my smart shopper group and I teach them more about the products. So they're more likely to use more of their items because they're learning about it, right? Those girls are not logging on to BeautyNet. They're not watching videos. They're not watching beauty TV. Smart shoppers typically are learning the most things from your group and emails, right? They're not the ones that are going on like your workers. So I do split mine. My workers are in both, but my shoppers are just in there. Now, some people think that they would rather have everyone in one because you never know if a worker will a smart shopper will turn into a worker. And there's that theory too. What I was finding though is that those women were just hiding my notifications and they weren't seeing it anyways. So when I kind of reached out to them, I said, look, this is kind of what I'm doing. Where do you want to be? And then periodically in my smart shopper group, I will post like something cool about the business just to kind of keep it like the feelers out there that if they do change their mind, then hey, you know what? Come and lurk in the other group. Find out what we're doing there. All right. Okay, groups. It is all about quality over quantity. We'll go over a little more here. I'll go this. All about quality. So sometimes people think I need 1,000 people in my group and that's going to be really awesome because I'm going to get lots of sales. It is 100% about your engagement. Again, it is not about having the biggest group. It's about having the best group, the most effective group. My group is small. It's only 340 people right now. But I sell a lot in my group because I have massive engagement in my group. So why I don't want a super large group is, let's say I went today and I added 500 of my spa sisters, and I do get a lot of requests from other, sister spa girls in our company, and I always have to say no, and I feel really bad, but this is why, is if I just went today and I added 500 new people, all just girls who wanted to learn and see what I was doing, what happens is they're not commenting, they're not buying the product, so they're not commenting. So when I'm selling Bronze Sugar, they're not like, oh yeah, I want one, right? So I just take my group. So let's say right now I have 300 people in my group and 200 regularly, engage, comment kind of thing. That's actually probably high. Let's say half. Let's say 150. If I add 500 people and now my group is 800 people, I'm still gonna have the same 150 commenting. What happened is my engagement just went massively down, right? So I don't recommend adding everyone into your group, especially adding other people. So what I've chosen to do with my group is I add my, again, clients, I invite them. And then when they say yes, I add them. But I keep it about quality. So I keep it tight, I keep it small. Nicole Harris, who's one of my top VIP sellers as well, her group, I think she just passed 100. When she was, I know she's the number 12 recruiter in the company. I don't know where she's at for selling, but she was like at number 20 something. And at that point, she only had 70 people in her group, right? So she was one of the top sellers in the company with only 70 people in her group. Tanya Alton, who's another massive seller on my team. She sells between $5,000 and $7,000 every month. She has a small group as well. So big groups aren't necessarily better. What you want is a good quality group with lots of engagement. Why a group over a page is Facebook chooses to show posts from groups over pages in your newsfeed. So what happens is you're more likely to actually see a post from a group because when you join, you can actually choose how you want your notifications. So what happens is automatically, that's my little dog whining, sorry you guys. Automatically, when someone is new to a group, Facebook's gonna show them a lot of your stuff, right? So if you can have something interesting that they can comment on right away, they're gonna then see more because they've trained Facebook to show them more of your stuff. So the idea is when someone is new in my group, first of all, I welcome her. I put a really cute welcome post and a graphic, and I welcome her and I tag her. So now right away, she's gonna get that notification. If she comments on that, that creates engagement, and then Facebook is gonna say, okay, she commented on that, so now we're gonna show her more stuff, right? So always welcome your people, always, always, always. Now, a page, however, is not as likely to show up in their newsfeed. And I'll use our company's page for an example. I like it, and I'm like, you would think Facebook would show me everything that they're posting on our page because I'm like, obviously, love beauty control. I engage, I comment, I do all of that. I don't see half of the posts that our company posts on our company page. I actually have to actively go and seek them out, right? So that's the difference between a page and a group. A group, however, I see everything, especially when I'm new in a group, I see everything. When your group gets over 250 people, they no longer will tell you who has seen your post, which is a really cool feature. I wish sometimes will take people out if they're not actively in there. So groups under 250, that's the latest unless it's changed, they'll tell you who's actually seen that post and you can click on it, which is kind of cool. When you're above 250, what happens is two things. You don't see that anymore. And also they changed the notifications to highlights. So sometimes I train my girls that are in my group to actually enable their notifications, right? Because they might not be seeing everything. So when I send them a private message and I say, do you want to be part of my group? And she's like, yes, I love beauty control. Woohoo. I'm like, okay, make sure you go into the notifications menu and choose that everything I post, so friends, that you see it kind of thing, right? Because engagement is 100% key in your group. The more comments that you get, the more people are going to see that post. So that is your goal with your group, is engagement, engagement, engagement. Okay, so yes, Facebook provides engagements for notifications for group updates where they don't always for your page. So that is why I love a group versus a page. But again, the page is that billboard that's going to funnel into your group. So you want to make sure you are still doing that. Okay, next, why else do I love VIP groups? So you can sell in your VIP group. You can't sell on your profile. It is against commercial Facebook policy, right? So you can't technically sell. I can sell my face off in my group because only the people that are in my group see it. They've chosen to be there, so they actually want to see what I'm selling. I haven't just blindly added them, so they're annoyed by it. So I can sell. I can sell every day. I can feature items. I can sell. Technically with our company too, we should be always selling at the current price. Well, I am a very smart businesswoman, and if something that I'm going to sell a lot of is on sale, I'm going to order a lot of it and I'm going to sell it for the next 3 months, right? but I can also sell it for a little bit less than advertised price if it's not on sale, because it's in my group and it's private, right? So no one's seeing all of that. I can build my team in my group. Well, there's a typo there. Sorry, you guys. I can invite members in my group to events. I can hold events like Facebook parties right in my group, right? So I have 300 people who love the products. Well, I might do a Facebook party in my group because they already know and love the product. So really great way that you're able to showcase your products. I can educate about the products. That is something I really, really, really focus on. I focus on ingredients. I focus on what benefit it's going to do for their skin. I focus on skincare issues. So dark spots an issue. Well, here's how you can fix it, and here's what we have. I love doing all of that in my group. Groups have sections for content. So the file section, I can post videos there. I can post before and after pictures. I can organize my files into like instant facelift before and afters, or, you know, products, makeup products. I can do whatever I want there, which is really cool. Going live in your groups is awesome because live is the #1 way that Facebook pushes your content out there. #1, it's crazy, above everything else. So we're going to talk live. That's a whole week as well. So again, I can go live in my group, and they love me, they know me, so I don't have to feel nervous going live in my group, or I may feel nervous going live on my page and or profile. You can offer specials in your group. You can build reorders. It's a great way to keep in touch. You're always there. So in the morning, my client group wakes up and there's a post from Jen. In the afternoon, they see a post from me, and at night, they see a post from me. So I'm there all the time. So now when she runs out of mascara, who's she going to think of? Me, right? The group is kind of the start to the relationship, and then I take it outside, and obviously I use personal message. I don't, comment in the group over and over and over. We then go to private message. Private message is the #1 way that I communicate with team, clients, hostesses, my friends. Pretty much everyone is private message now over everything else. Okay, some do's and don'ts. #1, do not just add people, and do not mass add people. So don't wake up and go, okay, I'm going to do my group today. I'm going to add my 50 closest friends. It is annoying. They don't like it. We've all been there. We all don't like it. So you don't want to be doing that either, because they're going to ignore it. They're going to leave. Don't just add all your spa sisters. Again, remember your engagement ratio. You don't want to be just adding, 400 of your closest spa sisters, because it will not benefit you at all. That being said, I do add my team. I add my personal team that are wanting to learn, because then they can learn from me. I add my directors are all in there. My strong EVIPs are all in my group, so that they can learn and, maybe take some of my posts and model it and do it on their own. So I do that. Don't just sell in your group. If all I do is sell, it's annoying, right? You want to post interesting things, different things. Don't be boring. Don't be spammy, and don't mass post. So what that means is sometimes people are like, oh my gosh, I haven't posted in my group in a whole week. Okay, I gotta get everything out. And they do 10 posts in a row. So 10 posts show up in someone's newsfeed, and they get annoyed, and they're gonna hide your stuff, right? So you want it to be consistent, but you want it to be evenly spaced out as well. So do create a relationship, and do invite them. And once you invite them and they say, yes, I would love to be in your group, welcome them. Every single time I do a welcome graphic, we change it up a lot. I welcome them and I tag them. And I usually will say something about them, like, Mary is my friend. I met her at the hospital. Here's the group that I talked about. You're going to see all the specials. You're going to have some tips and tricks and maybe some fun stuff too. Boom. When I tag her and I welcome her, she sees it, for one. She's notified. She usually comments back, so it creates engagement, and Facebook's going to show her more of the stuff in the group. It also just gets her in the group, and she might start browsing around and looking, right? Looking through the old posts. I make my group fun, original, and interesting. I do promote my items, but I use creative pictures. I really try not to just use a stock company photo, because I want it to be my own. And I'm going to teach you some really easy ways next week of how to make your own photos. It's super easy. If you have a smartphone, you can do anything nowadays. Let your personality shine through. You want them to get to know you. Again, the quote is, all things being equal, friends would rather do business with friends over anyone else. So you want to be their friend. Create engagement with your posts. So think of things, ask questions in your posts, you want to be creating engagement. So how are you going to get them to comment? Ask them a question. This or that is a really great, like, do you like lip gloss or lipstick? What do you prefer in a foundation? What do you prefer in a mascara? What's your favorite lipstick color? All of those are really great posts to create engagement in your group. Offer them specials that are only available to them. Again, no one else gets them. It's very elite and very special, and they know that. Hold contests and giveaways in your group. I try and do a giveaway maybe once a month even, and it doesn't need to be anything big, right? It can just be a lip gloss or a brown sugar roller ball, anything like that. But things that, contests and giveaways that are designed to create engagement in your group is what you want. Post interesting articles, videos, product knowledge. Again, I think Valerie was saying that she's not a makeup girl, or she likes makeup but isn't going to do demos. Same thing. No one wants to learn makeup from me because I really still don't even know it. But I can post YouTube links. I can post tips and tricks. I may not have the skill set to do it live and demo it or even do myself. I'm so not going to do that. But you know what? I know a lot about makeup and I know a lot of tips, and so I can do that. So today my post in my client group was all about the color correcting primers because they're awesome and they're on sale this month. And so I educated them, and I'm selling primer because I educated them. I don't have to do it on myself. They're still learning from it. Thank goodness. Now, that being said, if you are a makeup girl, you should be going live and you should be doing your makeup and you should be doing all of that because it is super effective. But it doesn't mean that if you're not, that you're not going to be effective. You just have to figure out a different way to get your information out there. So I use graphics and fun stuff instead. And I go live a lot, but more about product knowledge or concerns, skincare concerns. Makeup's just not my skill set for live at all. Okay, your culture in your group. So ideally, you want to be posting 2 to 3 times a day. I do morning, afternoon, and night. Sometimes I might do a little more. Sometimes if I'm busy, I might do twice a day. But I try and always do morning and night at least, and then one in the afternoon. If you struggle with this, set reminders on your phone. Or for me, I just get up in the morning. That's my first thing I can do. You can also use SynchShare. SynchShare is a scheduling outside website that you can schedule your posts. And on your business page, and I think possibly on your profile right now, I can't remember, you can actually schedule your posts too. So on my business page, I could go through and do all my posts for the week and schedule them for a certain time of day. I think eventually Facebook will come up for a way, scheduling tool for our groups too, because Facebook likes to keep everything on Facebook. So when we use outside companies like SynchShare, that's outside and they're not making the money. So I have a feeling Facebook, will eventually have more scheduling features. Same thing with Facebook Live came out in response to Periscope, because Periscope, I believe, was owned by Twitter and was killing it in the live video. And Facebook's like, yeah, no, we're not doing that. We're going to go live as well, right? So usually you can figure out most of your stuff right in Facebook. So set reminders on your phone makes it easier. You want to post a good mix of content. So educational, inspirational, tips and tricks, humor goes a long way. Cute videos, interactive stuff, and then selling, of course. So one thing that, first of all, always post an image with whatever you're writing. Never, ever, ever post anything in your group if it doesn't have a picture with it. Okay, so number one rule, a regular post with just text is the lowest on the engagement and also the Facebook algorithms. They're not going to show it to many people. An image gets you up higher. Live video is the best. So that's how they kind of decide. And live video is in Facebook live video. Facebook shows more Facebook live than YouTube now even, which is kind of cool. So always have an image. Always, always, always. Always ask a question, have something in their design that will create engagement. So sometimes women struggle with content. So something that we do as a team and in my own business is I theme up my week. So I have themes for my client group and I have themes for my team, both the shoppers and the workers. So here's some examples of themes. So Motivational Monday. In my team group, we do Mindset Monday, where I talk about mindset. In my client group, it's Makeup Monday. So today I talked about primers. So Tip Tuesday, Transformational Tuesday. Again, there's so many ideas. We'll post a bunch of ideas in the social love group, and then I want you guys to post your ideas too. This is kind of part of your homework, is the themes too. So theming it up it helps you with content creation, because seriously, that's the hardest part, is like, what do I post? What do I post? Well, if I know Monday is Makeup Monday, I can do a whole month's worth of posts ahead of time and then save them and post them on Monday, right? If I know that Sunday is Spa Sunday, I keep all of my spa treatments for Sunday. So really, you could do Mask Monday today. You could do, there's so many different ways. Now, I don't also just stick with one theme for like 4 years, right? I switch it up. So I might have 2 or 3 different options for Monday, and then I can switch them up. So you can do their themes for both your client groups and your team groups, and it will really help you. When I started doing, I did it earlier for clients in my team group. And when I started doing it for my team group, it really helped me with every day having some sort of a good tip or idea or coaching topic. It really helped me with thinking of things, so that will help you in your team groups as well. Okay, content. This is the biggest struggle. My 3, I guess these would be my 3 tips, the rules of thumb for your content are: make it creative, consistent, and valuable. If it is not those 3, if your content doesn't sort of meet those criteria, there's not really a lot of reason for them to read it or to comment or to share, right? So be creative. Creative graphics are going to stop the scroll. Our goal is people wake up in the morning in their bed and they pull this out and they start scrolling. Our goal is we want to stop the scroll in our group, right? We want them to go, oh, what's this colored primer she's talking about? I think I'll read. So if I just posted a stock image that everyone else has posted, it's not necessarily going to stop the scroll. So we're going to talk lots about graphics next week, but you can start playing with apps. I'm going to show my favorite apps in a minute. Start now. Like, don't wait for next week, but start now. So be creative. And it can be as simple as, taking a company graphic and putting your own words on it and making it stand out. But make sure that you are consistent with your graphics and your words. Do not just copy and paste from everyone else. So don't copy and paste from corporate, and don't copy and paste from other consultants, because what happens is it looks spammy, it looks the same, it does not make you stand out. Our goal in our business is people can buy beauty control from anyone, right? They can go online and find a consultant anywhere. So why are they going to buy from us? Our goal is what is going to make us remarkable? What is going to make us stand out in the direct sales industry? What is going to make us stand out in our own company that will have people choose to purchase from us versus everyone else? So having creative content, creative graphics is going to stop the scroll, and then you are going to have more chances, right, of building your business. A lot of times your graphics might be shared, and the rule of thumb, Facebook etiquette with graphics is, again, if you want to use someone's graphic, like let's say you like this content one, you want to use it. It has my watermark on it. So if the watermark is on it, you have to share it as is, as original. You cannot alter or change it in any way, which means you can't crop it, you can't cover it with your watermark, you can't do any of that. So if you see something and you like it, yes, you can use it. Even better, take the idea and make your own. Use it to like make your own graphic, because that's kind of the best, right? And then you're going to stand out. We're going to talk about branding and everything next week as well. So creative, what else can you do? You can share why you love certain treatments. Again, if I just went on the website and I took the exact verbiage that we have to sell a product and I just pasted it, well, it's boring. It doesn't tell them what it's going to do for them. It doesn't tell them how it's going to feel. It doesn't tell them what it's going to, how it smells. So when you're talking about a product like brown sugar, for instance, let's use that as an example. If I just said, whatever, it's lime with caramel, blah, 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 it's a fragrance. Okay, that's all right. And, it might sell, but it might not. But if I say, oh my gosh, this is the best selling perfume ever. It is the #1 selling perfume in my company. When I wear it, people stop me and ask me what I'm wearing. It is good enough to eat. Now they're like, oh, okay, I want to try that, right? So remember, stories sell. Share testimonials. Share what it does for you. Share what it does for your clients. Share how it feels, how it smells, what it's going to do for your skin, not just the jargon that's to sell, right? So that's the kind of biggest thing. Consistency. again, so now you've got the creative content, you've got all your content, but you're only posting once a week. Well, again, you need to be consistent. So 3 times a day is your goal, not all at once. So morning, noon, and night, morning, afternoon, and night. However you want that to look. But your goal is to get up to that 3 times a day. If you're just starting, start with once a day and then maybe work towards 2 or 3 times a day. I like to do 1 selling and 2 kind of other posts. So maybe it's a tip or trick. Maybe it's information. Maybe it's something funny. But I try and kind of mix it up like that. Keep at it. You will not see an instant payoff. I think that's the biggest thing, is that people are like, well, I posted every day this week and I got nothing. Just crickets. You have to keep at it, because your goal, you have to start building that engagement, and it doesn't just happen overnight. It's a business like everything else, and you really have to kind of work on it. So if you're consistent, creative, and you keep doing it, it will happen. Sometimes it might take, again, Nicole on our team, we did a Zoom last night with our team and we were talking about this. And, you know, she joined in the spring, but really started focusing more, I think in June, July. And she said her VIP group really didn't take off to like what it's at right now until Black Friday. Well, Black Friday was crazy, all the sales, right? So she was posting all these wicked deals. And what happened is all of a sudden she started getting some great engagement. So if you have crickets in your group, maybe look in your inventory and go, okay, what could I blow out? Like, what is something I got a great deal on I can blow out? Limited quantities, first 5 to comment, get it. Something exciting, right? And that's also a great way to kind of get the group going. But you have to be intentional. You have to always be inviting people. If your group is not growing, your business will not grow, right? So even though, you know, I think at like 200 people, I had a really good group going. Well, if I stopped inviting people, I wouldn't keep growing. I wouldn't, you know, sell 4,000 a month. I'd still be selling 2,000. So you want to make sure that you are consistently inviting people whenever you meet them. Like, have that funnel strategy. Like, everyone I meet everywhere is going to be funneled into my group. Have that in your head at all times. And that's your goal. Like, seriously, I meet people and I'm like, oh, I want to come to my group right here. Boom. And the third tip with your content is it valuable? Are they learning something? Are they, again, even just sometimes product knowledge? Like, no one knows what hyaluronic acid is and what it does for you. Teach them. No one knows why exfoliation is so great. No one knows why our mascara is so great. If you teach them and it's valuable, they will be buying from you. So you want to establish yourself as an expert in your field. And again, I'm not a makeup expert, and I always say, but do I sell makeup? Oh yeah, I can sell so much makeup. I can sell makeup I don't even use. Why? Because I provide valuable content. I teach them how to use it. It may not be me doing it live, but I can tell them how to do it, and I can teach them why it's so great, right? So make your place that go-to group that they're always going to be looking, and it's interesting, and everything that they read there, they're like, oh, okay, cool, that's interesting, or that's funny, or oh, I like that, that's a great video, you know, whatever it is. That's kind of your goal with your group. I just need a sip of coffee again. Okay. My favorite. Marilyn's drinking coffee with me. Thank you. Could be wine. We don't know. My favorite apps. These are easy ones. These are not super techy. And your goal is to start playing with apps right now. If you already are, great. Then if you are, I challenge you to branch out into using maybe PicMonkey or Canva. Apps are the easiest way to start, because it's on your phone. The next step up would be PicMonkey and Canva, which are awesome, but it's on your laptop. PicMonkey actually does have a phone app. It's just not near the same. So my favorite and easiest apps are, number 1, WordSwag. If you don't have WordSwag, you need to download it right now. You need to pay for the paid version, because it's so worth it. They just did a big update maybe 2 months ago, and you can choose Facebook headers for your group. You can choose Instagram sized photos. You can choose anything you want. You can choose it in WordSwag. It is an easy app. You can do everything on there. You can take a picture and add text to it. You can do a blank thing and do a quote. WordSwag is easy. So make sure you have it downloaded. The next one to the right is Photofy, which is my personal go-to. I love Photofy. It's my favorite. I used to be all WordSwag, and now I'm all Photofy. That's my next favorite. Again, awesome, easy to use, all on your phone. Pixlr is the next one to the right. Pixlr was my very first app that I started with. So if you want a simple one, it's easy. It's super easy to use. I love it. I love it. I love it. Underneath that, right here, this one is PickLab. I also love PickLab. PickLab is what I use for grids. So if I'm recognizing a team member for promoting up, I'll put a picture and then some cool motivational quotes above it. That's through PickLab. I love that one. It's an easy one as well. Pick Collage is all grids. You can, it'll scramble it and change it up, but if you want a grid of products, super easy to do. And again, it makes your product stand out. You could do a grid of the primers, the 4 different primers, right? Easy, easy, easy. So that is Pick Collage. And then PicMonkey and Canva, again, are laptop or PC-based, Apple, whatever you use, but they're on your computer. Way more detailed, amazing graphics can be made there for sure. Again, Danny's going to talk on that next week and give you some tutorials on a couple cool ways to make graphics. Those are both, you can do the free version or you can pay. The paid version on PicMonkey is definitely worth it. Canva has you pay per thing you download. So, it kind of depends on how much you're going to be using it. Both are really easy to use. Both are really good. We use PicMonkey a little bit more because that's what Danny loves. So that's our thing that we use. So those are my favorite apps. So start downloading and start playing. So now I'm just going to give you I just want to show you some examples. So again, we've talked about engagement, right? So this is a few examples of some things that just did really well in either my group or my profile. So engagement is going to be how you get more products sold ultimately, right? So this one on the bottom left, the one that says it's a family biz, that was a post on my personal profile. So that was one of my 20% business, but not really business. And all I said is, that's my youngest son, and he one day wanted to make money. He says, do you have anything to do? And I'm like, sure, you can fill shampoo bottles. So that's right when we launched the new hair care line. He's filling the shampoo bottles. So all I said in my post, I made that graphic with word swag, took me 3 minutes. And all I said was, when your mom has a home business, there's always money to be made. Jack needed some money, so he's doing some work for me. I had like 50 comments of people asking me what he was doing, what he was filling. It was the best. I sold like 8 sets of hair care without selling it. So when they'd ask me, I can private message them and let them know. I had people, ask me what I did. It was, again, one of the best things because I had my child in there and I wasn't necessarily selling. That was on my personal profile. So another example of a great engagement one, here we go. How many days a week do you exfoliate? We use this one lots. I use it in my groups, my page, our team groups. It is a great question. It's people just answer. Anything that you can make simple, like simple answers are the best engagement questions, because if I say, how many days a week do you exfoliate? What do you exfoliate with? Or what type of exfoliant do you use? They're like, I don't really know, right? It's like, I don't know what's in my scrub, or I don't know what's in my, so make it simple where they can just answer 1, 2, 3, A, B, C. I like gloss. I like this. Like, make it super simple. Those are the best engagement questions. Another example of an engagement post is my spa night in. This was on my profile. Again, I didn't talk about the products, but everyone's like, holy crap, what are you using? And what is all that there? So that's another great way that you can do it. Using what's kind of hot, which at Christmas time, the elf is crazy good. My boys are actually, this was the last year, the elf kind of, I forgot to move them quite a few times. And so my 11-year-old finally was like, okay, Mom, I know. I'm like, oh, I kept the elf just for this, just to do product posts. I've used the elf in ozone pictures. I've used it in instant facelift. I've used the black mask. But these are a great way that you can incorporate kind of what's current and fun into your business, right? So again, Fred the Elf, I just put loves his BC charcoal mask. That was a great way. I posted on my profile, and all the elf people are like, stop the scroll, and then they're asking me about the mask. So those are kind of great ways that you can incorporate ideas. So again, your goal is to be creative. Is all of this going to work necessarily for you? It may not, but your goal is to be creative and start thinking of your own things. And every time you think of something cool, post it in our group, because it's going to get someone else's juices flowing, and they're going to have an idea, which will then you'll be able to spin off and have another idea. And we'll be like, it just kind of keeps going and going. It's really cool. Here's some other group ones that I do in my client group. So at the top, I take it or leave it. I love take it or leave it. Take it or leave it. We theme it up, usually do once a month. We use it in our Facebook parties as well. So essentially they pick a number. So this was Christmas, so it was a snowflake. They pick a number, you have what's under those numbers, you message them, and they have like 10 minutes to say, yes, I want that offer, or no, I'll leave it. They're allowed to pick like 4 or 5, depending what your rules are. They can say leave it that many times, but it always generates sales and it always generates engagement, which is huge. So that's a really fun game. And again, you can theme it up, like what month are we in? April? It could be flowers, tulips, right? The middle one, this was taking a corporate image, a beauty control image. So Courtney posted this cool photo, and all I did was put, but first, these are a few of my favorite things on there. And that was a post, right? So I'm not necessarily selling. I'm talking about, I love the Nutri-Rich line, and people ask me questions about it. The hand mani, there's a full-on selling post right there. It was in my Boxing Week sale. So I took a picture, snapped a picture, put some info on it, sold. The mask, okay, number one way for new consultants to get their business out there is to take a selfie with the mask, hands down. So mask, I do a lot of these. This was my 2 cousins and all of our, well, not all of our kids, because we have way more than that, 3 of our kids. We just did masks. And so in that photo, I posted on my profile, and I think I even put a cousin mask night or something. And I said, like, I love this mask. I've used it on ages 8 to 82 now. I'm not selling it. I'm not putting a price. I'm not doing anything, but it created questions. What mask are you using, right? And always another great engagement post is this or that. So this or that is just, so this is a gloss or stick. So I asked them, what do you prefer, gloss or stick? It could be, blue or taupe eyeshadow. It could be matte. Another one I've done is matte or gloss. That's another good one that did really well. Floral or woodsy. Like, again, anything like that. At Christmas time, we had colored lights or white lights. What kind of Easter candy do you like? Like anything like that, that's a this or that post, always create engagement. So that's where you can let your sort of creative juices flow and think about the time of year and what's going on, and really, really start working on engagement in your groups. Okay, stop the scroll, that's our goal. So these are, again, taking either an easy image. So this is an image that someone else posted on a black background. All I did was take it, put a couple little blurbs on there. Now it's my image, and again, it stops scroll, it's different. This was in Dallas. We just got the new dark spot remover, and I had some flowers, so I took my rose petals, stuck it down, stuck it on there, took a picture, and boom, I made a graphic. That took me 3 minutes. So making graphics does not need to take you a lot of time. It does not need to be super fancy. It just needs to be original and you. And then this is another corporate one that they gave us. I put the free lotion with every perfume purchase on here. I put my website, I put sale. I made a graphic, it took me 3 minutes. Seriously, this is the beauty of apps right there. So it just changes it up and looks different. Okay, last 2 slides. Okay, where do I find content? Okay, number 1, you need to be following the official beauty control page on Instagram and Facebook. Sometimes they post different photos because of the requirements and size. Instagram, the only way that you can save is by screenshotting it and then cropping it and yada, yada, yada. Facebook, you just save it right from there. So I save everything that they post. I may not use it today. I may never use it, but I save everything in a folder, and then I can go back when I want to make all my graphics and I can pull things, right? So save everything. Gary's blog. Sometimes people ask me, where do you find your information for products? Gary's blog, seriously. Google Gary's blog. It's all still there, thankfully. I also teach my team to look there for product knowledge because it's just so good. So let's say I want to do a post on acne because the acne line's on sale. I pull up his blog. I get some key points that I then turn into my post. I make a graphic of the acne line. Boom, I'm done, right? So really, really great place to find content is his blog because he really has some good information. And for those of you that are brand new, Gary Jones was our product guy for years, like 20 years. And he did a blog every week. We no longer have it because we do things more on like different ways now, but you can still Google it. Gary's blog, and then Google acne, dark spots, whatever you want, it's in there. Beauty TV episodes, they're all saved as well, and there is some great info. So if I want to do a post on hyaluronic acid, I can go back to Beauty TV where Gary maybe talked about extreme or the smooth line, right? So I go back through Beauty TV episodes a lot, and I make my notes, and then I create content. Trending topics, so again, like the ELF trending topic. You know, I do a lot of fun ones too. Like look on Facebook, tells you the trending stories on the right too, or you can Google trending topics. And anything that's kind of in the news, you can really take and make some fun stuff go on in your group too, right? Again, try and stay away from politics and religion because that isn't always going to be good. But sometimes you can do little jokes, I mean, without offending everyone. In the news, obviously, you will always find some good info in the news. I watch play like City Line is a Canadian show, and they'll do a makeup tip. I've learned lots on those. Like it can be, you know, whatever it is, but lots of those type of things you can Google. Follow people on Pinterest, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Follow people that give you good content. I follow a lot of makeup people on YouTube. Pinterest, again, in the search bar, you can search anything and tons of information will come up. National holidays, you can do posts for national holidays if it fits in well, like National Cupcake Day. I promoted the cupcake lip gloss, sold a lot of lip gloss on that day because it was a great fit. National Margarita Day, National, I don't know, there's so many. Again, so you can Google those and again, plan your posts ahead of time. And then TV and movies, of course, are a really great way to also kind of be in with what's going on. Like last night, Country Music Awards were on. When the Oscars were on, I did a thing in my group about what's your favorite Oscar dress, and we all just started posting, right? So the Country Music Awards were on last night. So if you're a country fan, like what was your favorite? Who's your favorite performer last night? Here's mine, right? Ideas like that. Okay, so now we're on the homework stage. So this is our homework. So we will meet again in a week. Every week, I will be trying to give you as much homework as I can. Some of it you may have already accomplished depending on where you're at in your business. So if you already have, your goal is to turn around and teach your team and have someone do this with you. So number one, create your client group. If you do not have a client group yet, you need to have one, hands down. If that was the only thing that you learned from me is that would be the best tip I can give you. So you need to pick a name for your group that is unique and speaks to you. And I want you to share it in our Social Love group. Now, when you share it, that doesn't mean that everyone's going to join your group. Our goal is not that we're all in each other's groups because we talked about engagement, but it's so that we can say, oh, I love your name, or oh my gosh, your picture looks really great, or you know what, I would just tweak it like this. So you'll get some feedback. So pick a name that speaks to you. Again, when I started, my group was so boring. I think I was like Jennifer's VIP clients, like so boring. So now I've kind of themed it up a bit more. I have a color story that I like. I have, you know, kind of it more speaks to who I am now, the Social Love Lounge. I love social media. So that's kind of what I talk about and that's in my group, right? That's our whole theme there. So create your group, pick your name, create your banner or cover image. Again, you can use WordSwag for that. You can go on Google. There's a lot of free photo websites that if Danny will post for us, that you can go on free photo sites and you can go on the free site and search by tulips, Facebook banner. And it will bring up all of these Facebook banners that have tulips on it. You can put your information on, boom, you've just created an image for your group. Your next, number 3, is invite and add 10 people to your group authentically. So you're not adding them, you're inviting them. You're reaching out to them like, hey, and if you guys are just starting your group, your best place to start is family and friends. They love you already, right? So, hey, Mary, I just want to let you know I'm super excited. I'm taking this course on social media and I'm so excited. And I created a group for my amazing elite VIP clients where I am going to post specials. I'm going to have deals just for you. Would you like to be a part of that? I can totally add you. And she'll be like, yes. So then you have her permission, then you can add her. Do the private messaging. If you just do a group message, it's annoying. Private messaging is all about relationships. So let her know that you thought of her, let her know what's going to happen there, and let her know that you would love her to be a part of it. And she most likely will, right? So build your group authentically this week. And if you already have a group, try and add 5 more people this week. That's your goal. If you already have a group and it's kind of rocking, try and add 5 more people. And again, think about that funnel. So every person you meet anywhere, they're going to funnel into your group. You want them all to be in your group. Okay, so number 4 is, this is going to be a kind of crossover between this week and next week, is because we're at the beginning of the month, something that I talked to my team about doing is taking the monthly brochure and taking their 10 favorite items. So looking through their 10 favorite items, right? That they know that they love, they use, they'll be able to sell it. And then make 10 separate posts for those items. So using the techniques that we talked about, so that you're not just like taking the corporate blah, 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 but you're like, oh my gosh, okay, Extreme Eye is on sale this month, and it is my ultimate, like I would never leave it anywhere product, because this is why. It gets rid of my dark circles when I'm tired. It helps with puffy eyes. It completely changes my fine lines, and it tingles when it goes on. It feels soothing. That the roller balls are all cooling and feels great on my eyes, whatever that is. But make your posts for those 10 items, and you're going to start posting those in your group, right? So you don't want to do all 10 today, but you want to create those posts throughout the week. Now, again, if you're struggling with making graphics, start with what you have. Start with the apps. Next week, we're going to talk more graphics, and there might be things that you tweak on them, but don't stop because you don't know how to make a graphic yet. Play. And you guys, that's honestly the way that I learned. Like, I'm not going to teach you how to do every single one of those apps because that would take hours, but if you, download WordSwag, there's videos and videos and videos on YouTube, or just play. That's the best way that you can learn, is start playing and start doing it. So I want you to think about your 10 favorite items from the monthly product brochure, write up a post, romance it, talk about how it's going to feel, what it's going to do for them, and then at least 1 or 2 of them post in our group. And again, we'll give you some feedback, and we'll post some of ours too. And then number 5 is plan out your content for the week. So it's a lot of stuff, but you have 7 days to do it. So what is your week going to look like in your client group? I really suggest themes. It will make your life so much easier. So at least plan your themes for now, and then start planning your content for after that. Having a theme will really keep you on track. It will save you time in the end. This all takes time right now, but it is time saving in the end, because you're not scrambling every day like, what am I going to post? What am I going to post in this group? What am I going to post in that group? Oh, I have a theme. It's Makeup Monday. Boom, done, right? So make sure that you're keeping all of that. And then use our group. The strength of this course is that group. So if you use the group more than not to post your questions, ideas, graphics, we can then give you feedback. We can then give you suggestions, and it will also help everyone else kind of get those creative juices flowing. So Marilyn might post a great idea, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, that's a great idea. And here's an idea that I have based on that, right? So it really helps each other. I've had more active groups when I've been doing this, and the more active ones, hands down, those girls are way more successful because they're sharing and they're getting ideas from one another. And that is kind of what this is all about. So we will post, Danny's going to be posting a lot of stuff. Always check the pinned post for information. Everything goes there, and do the same with your groups. Everything goes in that pinned post. So click on it, open it. Every document we have there is going to be there. And kind of everything that'll be like the hub for the whole thing. And then you can post other things as well. Okay, so I'm gonna go into the chat and see if there's any questions that I needed to talk about. Internet. I love internet issues. Also, when you do Zoom and live, have all the Wi-Fi in your house. I boot at, like, my rule in my house is like, you're all off, no one touches the Wi-Fi. And then my boys were like, thinking they'd be all smartasses and do it anyways. So now I actually take their devices from them. So when you go live, you need all the Wi-Fi strength in your house. And sometimes you might need to go on data. So I'm gonna open it up for questions. So if you guys have questions, you guys can unmute. I can see. I'm going to put us back on the squares, Hollywood Squares. So you guys can unmute if you have any questions, and I'll open it up. Hollywood Squares, or comments, or suggestions, any of that. I'm totally open. This is 100% for you guys. So I want you to, you know, if there's something that you want to learn more on, let me know. And if I know how to do it, I'll tell you. You can unmute. Do you guys know how to unmute? Bottom left. No questions? Okay, I'm going to stop the recording and then I can read.